Morning guys, welcome back to part 2 of my Caddy rebuild. It's a bit of a mess in the back of the van. I'm going to tidy it up in a minute. I've been working quite a lot, so I know it's a little bit later than what I wanted to do. However, I am back. The sun is still shining. So just to recap, part 1, if you didn't see it, replaced all the dashboard, the airbags, steering wheel airbags, put a new seat in, new seat belts, reset all the airbag warning lights, which is fine. I did have an oil flashing warning light on the dashboard. It flashed 5 times over a sequence of a period of 4 times, if that makes sense. There was an oil sensor, level sensor problem on it, so I popped the new oil level sensor in it. So I've got the front bumper, the rear bumper. I've started to put the rear bumper on, which you'll see in a minute. The front bumper is just in the pre-fit stage really, because I've got a bit of obviously damage on the front wing. I don't know how to adjust it and fit it, so we'll get onto that in a minute. But in the meantime, I've also bought a full service kit for it, which I have just literally started doing, and I will pop that on time lapse or video in a minute. And yeah, so pretty much as soon as I've done the bumpers and the service and make sure the oil level sensor is working, we're going to try and get it for an MOT. I have booked it in. The guy that I normally use, AC vehicle repairs in Bodmin, Central Cornwall, is very good, which is why he's so busy. I don't think I can get it until the 13th of August, and today is the 29th of July. So anyway, let's get on. I think what I'm going to do is, because I've started the service, I've taken all the bits, I've drained the oil out, taken all the filters out, but what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to whip the front seat out and give it a really good clean, because while I'm waiting for the service kit to turn up. I've also got an under tray, a new under tray to go in alongside the bumper. And what else am I waiting for? I'm also waiting for something else, or maybe it is just a service kit. Anyway, let's get on. So as you can see, I used some masking tape on a couple of layers to lay over the old bumper so I could mark the PDC holes, and then transferred it over to the new bumper where I could mark them in and pilot a hole and then drill them. I then went on and held the PDC or the parking control sensors in with some tape, but I did later on actually replace them with a bit of glue because they weren't very good, to be fair. The tape was okay, but it just wasn't holding. So I whipped the seat out. I'm not going to show that again because I showed it in the last video. I pulled the plugs out, but I thought I really wanted to give it a good clean underneath that seat because it was absolutely disgusting. And to be fair, it actually came up okay. So yeah, then we moved on. So as you can see now, I am just replacing the oil filter with just a little bit of oil from a pan just to give it a nice seal, and then I'm going to tighten it up hand tight. I did go on and give it a torque tightening. It's hardly anything to see, it's nothing really. As you can see where the oil level sensor is, there are some wires coming down. They were just sort of test wires, just so I can make sure that the oil level sensor was working. So the oil level sensor is just held on by 3 nuts, and it just pulls out from underneath. Obviously, if anyone's going to change it, make sure you drain the oil first, else you can have a big pool of mess. Initially, when the oil level sensor was taken out. I had to get a new plug because the plug was damaged as well. And when I cut back the wires to refit the plug, some of the wires were burnt back. I did retest them all, and they were all absolutely fine. So once I replaced the new plug with the new oil level sensor, the alarms went off. So the 3 wires on the oil level sensor is, one is ground, which goes straight to the chassis. One is a 12 volt live that goes straight in through to your bulkhead and into your fuse box. I believe it's fuse number 16 underneath the steering wheel. And the next one is the pulse, or the instrument panel, where I believe it goes to the ECU, then back to the instrument panel to actually give you a good level sensing reading. The pulsed oil level sensor, if you test it on voltage, it should read, I believe, anything around 7 to 9 volts. So if you get anything less than 12 volts on that wire, I wouldn't worry too much about it. The 12 volt obviously reads anything up to 12 volts, and the ground should read as low as possible on the ohms, which is what they all did. So I was more than happy with that. Once I cut back and cleaned the wires, there was a risk that I thought I was going to have to replace all the wires, or at least potentially the pulse sensor. But no, I didn't in the end, which was good news for me. And yeah, we live and learn and we move on. Every day is a school day. Unfortunately, when I looked at the sump plug, I found it was small. This was the new one, so I had to reuse the old sump plug, but I did cut it off and reuse a new copper washer that was supplied. So once I'm back at the top of the engine, I can then think about putting the oil in and the spark plugs. But first, as you can see, I'm just taking off the air intake pipe that goes into the turbo. It's mainly so I can have a bit more access and I can keep it a little cleaner and give it a wipe down underneath, get some dust and whatever crud that needs to come out of it. It's been sat for a while, and obviously it went to Morocco, so it's pretty much full of sand. As you can see now, I am preparing to put the oil in. I can be quite messy, but I do have a method around my madness, and my little trick with my little Timu syringe is pretty good. It always works. So yeah, we'll get that done, and we'll get the spark plugs changed, and then we will refit the airbox. So 4 litres of oil. So as you can see, I use the syringe, my little Timu special that I got, to empty the first part of the oil can out, because everybody knows that you can spill it all over the engine, and that's not what I really wanted to do. So I took the first few syringes out before I actually poured it in. Now we're moving on to filling up the oil. For this 1 litre 3-cylinder TSI engine, you want high quality fully synthetic oil really. The exact manufacturer specification you need to look for on the bottle label is VW50400. The most common viscosity grade matching this spec for the year is 5W30. If you are doing a full service with a brand new oil filter, the total engine oil capacity is exactly 4 litres. But as for a tip, don't dump all the 4 litres in at once. Pour in about 3.5 litres first, let it settle for a couple of minutes, check your dipstick, and then top it up incrementally to hit the sweet spot right between the minimum and the maximum markers. clean up of the oil cap, and then we will get on with the spark plugs. So time for the 3 spark plugs. To take them out, you have to disconnect the electrical connectors from the ignition coils and then carefully remove the coil packs. They're fixed on with one 10mm nut, and then you just pop them out. The crucial step is to normally, what you would ideally want to do is have a compressor or a can of compressed air, just blow out the holes before you remove them, just to stop any crap, crust, whatever you want to call it, going inside the ports and down into the cylinders. So the standard spark plug socket is a 16mm for these, but when you're installing the new Iridium plugs, check that they adapt to a specification of 0.8mm. Most high quality brands come already pre-capped, but it's probably always worth a check. Always start threading the new plugs by hand so you don't cross thread the aluminium, and finish them off with a torque wrench, setting your wrench to about 22 to 25 Newton meters. Do not open them, you do risk cracking the ceramic insulator or stripping the threads. So before we slide the ignition coils back into place over the new plugs, we need to treat them with some quick electrical maintenance cleaner. I'm using WD-40, but I'm not sure whether that's the greatest thing to use. Definitely wouldn't use anything like standard grease. What you probably need is some sort of fast evaporating residue-free electronic cleaner. Give the electrical clip terminals a thorough blast of the spray to flush out any hidden dirt, oxidization or microscopic road grime. Also flip the coil over and give the inside of the rubber boot, the part that clips onto the spark plug tip, a quick spray to clean out any old debris. It's fairly crucial because it can prevent misfires over time. Dirt and moisture can creep into the electrical connections. This creates electrical resistance, which starves the coil of power and triggers a rough idle on engine misfire. It can also stop high voltage leaks if dust and grime build up inside the rubber boot. A massive electrical charge can arc or short circuit down the side of the plug of the engine block instead of firing to the spark plug tip. And also it can prevent the boots from seizing. Cleaning the area prevents the rubber boots from welding itself to the body of the spark plug over time during the engine heat, ensuring that they're pulled off smoothly next time you go for a service. So as you can see, I'm just tightening down the nuts on the coil, and then that's them finished. Then it's time to get the air intake and airbox in. Okay, so one of the trickiest parts of the intake reassembly is securing the flexible intake pipe onto the turbo inlet elbow in the back of the engine bay. This is quite critical because any loose fitment here creates massive air leak right before the turbocharger compressor wheel. First, have a look inside of the mouth of the turbo inlet elbow or the pipe connector. You can see, and you need to verify that the internal rubber O-ring seal is sitting completely flat in its groove. If the O-ring is dry, hardened or pinched, your engine oil will draw in some unmetered or unfiltered air, so smash a tiny bit of silicone spray or fresh engine oil on the seal so the pipe can slide on effortlessly. Make sure you push the intake pipe squarely onto the turbo inlet mouth until it bottoms out completely flush. But while holding pressure against the turbo inlet, grab your spring-banded pliers to slide the heavy-duty metal clamp even back into position. But don't rush it. Ensure the clamp sits perfectly behind the pipe's retaining lip so it can never pop off under end vibration or sudden throttle shifts. Once clamped, double check that the small breather hose right next to the turbo inlet is also firmly clipped back into its plastic nipple. So once you're happy that it's all fitted okay, just have a very quick double check with all the electrical connectors, maybe give them a spray if they're a bit dirty or dusty, give them a good clean up and have the confidence, pop them in, make sure they're all seated and clipped up properly. So replacing the airbox now, I'm just fitting it back together after putting in the new air filter inside the box. For this 2020 Caddy, the 1 litre TSI as I mentioned before, just using a premium panelled type dry paper element. Normally it'd be best to stick to the high quality OEM or matching aftermarket brands like MAN, Bosch or Mal to ensure sort of maximum air life, flow and filtration. When I refit the actual box to the engine, you have to line up the rubber grommets on the bottom of the airbox with the mounting pegs on the engine and push straight down till it firmly snaps into place. With that secure, we can then stick in the T30 torque screw at the front and then click the vacuum lines back home. What I would like to say though is I know my videos aren't brilliant quality and I am trying to improve. So while you are watching me finishing this vehicle and buttoning up the last few connections if you like, if this step-by-step walkthrough is saving money on repair bills or servicing, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe to the channel. It is completely free to do. It takes less than a second and it would massively help the channel grow so I can keep making these DIY videos for everybody. As I said before, I'm not here to make money. I'm in a full-time position. I work full-time, so I do have an income, so I'm not fussed about making money, but gives me a bit of confidence when people likes and subscribes. Like I said, my videos will hopefully be a lot better at some point. So just a very quick update on the exterior. The front bumper and under tray are now completely done. Unfortunately, the SD card gods were not on my side today. I actually lost the camera footage following the step-by-step install of the front end, but trust me, it's all buttoned up securely, fresh clips and fresh screws. As for the rear bumper, it is half on, half off, and it is still in primed colour at the moment. However, we can't really wait around because the Caddy has now an important appointment to keep. The car is now heading out to the body shop to have the sill repaired and the rear quarter painted. And this is primarily so I can get it into an MOT to make sure that it passes, so just in case anything else needs doing before I get the rest of it painted. I have ordered, or I'm looking to order, a new sliding door because that's a bit dented. The wing was brand new but painted poorly, so I'm going to get that refreshed, and also the door as well. So what I will say is a huge thanks to everybody for watching today's video. I truly appreciate every single one of you that tunes in. Please leave comments and support the channel. If you make sure your notifications are on, you won't have to worry about trying to find it. That's it. If you want to find it, you might not want to. So until then, take care, happy wrenching. I'll see you in the next one, and please like and subscribe.